Hey everyone, and this is not Arcadia, this is not the world of Lego, this is not the world of Duplo, this is not the world of the Pueblos, no, this is Expedition Multiplayer. And you can yourself log into this server and check out all the stuff that they'll be featuring in this episode. The server is called Tweecraft, it is a Dutch server, and you can check out the other updates to this server in the related videos. But for now I want to show you some of the incredible projects that have been going on here. Some I've been a part of, most I've not, and all of them are definitely quite amazing. When you log in, you'll end up here. There's some Dutch rules here, and generally most people will not be able to get build rights here. That's just a disclaimer, but you'll be able to get toured around by all these really helpful people around here. And in this little video I'll show you some of the incredible stuff that's going on in here. And one guy you may remember from last time is this very helpful monk, which I have disciplined and corrected last time with my stick, and he has learned better than to rebel against my orders. So, friendly monk, would you be so kind to show us around the, yes, show us around the Citadel? Yes. Your square blocky head moves in very unnatural ways. I'm sure that's because I hit him with the stick a bit too hard. So this is the Citadel, which is a reconstruction of a medieval town. Last time I gave you guys an update on that, it was still quite small, and now it's full of these incredible buildings. Obviously this is a wealthy part of the town. Now keep in mind, this is all mined by hand. This is actually all the sand, all the stone. The stone has been smelted from cobblestone. All of this was mined by hand. No spawning was used, no cheating was used, it was all created by hand. These are all streets of these incredible buildings. So we're coming up on the square here, which has a little fountain. And here we go down. Oops, had a little freeze there. And here you see some of the bustling activity taking place. We've got, supplies. We've got this little stand here with all sorts of vegetables and goodies. And this is the guild hall. Quite an incredibly detailed interior. All sorts of supplies being moved here and stored. Really one of the centers of the trading center of the Citadel. If you look at the top floor here, there's so many little details, and of course it's bustling with activity always. Let's follow the monk upstairs as he knows where he's going. Here's an incredible guild meeting tables, the library of knowledge. Obviously these tables just demand to be danced and jumped upon. And here's a few meeting places, crafting tables, a lookout on the wealthy part of the town. Of course the guild has its pickings of locations. Obviously the Citadel is a bustling place and it's always under construction and is continuously expanded. The cathedral we see over there is actually one of the first buildings to be built here, and then a complete little town arose around it. It was quite striking to see how this developed. Last time I took an update of the server, next to the cathedral there was preciously little buildings. There were a few parks. Obviously there were some buildings, but it wasn't even close to the amount of expansion we see right now, all because of the hard, completely manual work of everyone. So here's the graveyard, which is also new, and where we'll undoubtedly put Lego to rest in a mausoleum. The graveyard houses many souls, and it's a beautiful final resting place for all those loved ones we lose in the blocky world of Minecraft. As you can see, the monk remains silent in respect of the past. A little bow there. So yeah, that's the graveyard, and all these details in the Citadel are meticulously planned. Of course, it's not that someone can just walk in and start, building some sort of Barbie house next to all the very carefully styled manors. It's quite an amazing place. This is an old park I built together with this monk, Delmar. It was a lot of fun to create. It's got little details like hidden churches and stuff like that, which I'm sure I've shown in a previous video. It's quite great. For now, let's go through this cathedral garden, where we'll end up at one of our first projects in the Citadel, which is, since the nature of this town you know, the wealth of this town is brought about by trade. Here's one of the first ships that arrived and got moored here in the small port of the Citadel. It's actually getting dark, which might be nice to show how atmospheric a place like this can be at night. There's also a trade house and a storehouse of the trading company. And oh, there's the king right now. This is Graviton, who's also the king of the Citadel. And this little ship right here is the SAS Voyager, which we created. And I'm sure I've shown this in one of the first updates I did of this server. The captain's quarters, quite nice. Now let me show you something which is quite impactful, and is really the way this whole Citadel was designed for, which is the actual textures that are being used to construct all this, which make it look completely different and quite a lot more convincing. As you can see, this is quite a different look. It is very different than stock Minecraft, which is also why I don't use it in the Let's Play. But painterly is really why, I mean, you know, the whole Citadel was pretty much designed around this texture pack. It just gives the feeling of a medieval town that much more. Anyway, speaking of ships, we'll have to travel through the very innards, you know, this is the real royalty core of the Citadel, to get to the large harbor, which is on the other side of town. And that also gives you a sense of the scale of this place, because it really is quite amazing how huge this place is. Now, again, I cannot take credit for the construction of all this. This was created by a bunch of people, and they're all incredibly talented. And it goes to show you that, again, all this is mined by hand, and it goes to show you how talented some people are at constructing stuff in this game. Here's another small ship, and this will give you an impression of, you know, the scale of this second harbor. This truly is the center of trade. Forget what you saw at the first harbor there. This is truly quite amazing. There's everything from a lighthouse to oh, this big ship actually has to load. Apparently it's that big. Let me just quickly wait until it's done loading. Ah, there we go. So as you can see, this one is, you know, just a tiny little trading frigate, and then up there is truly one of those very large cruisers. I've shown this one before, but now you can see it in all the glory, you know, next to these fantastic buildings at the harbor. And it's grown quite a bit as well. Following these stairs up, this is actually something I had a big hand in. I co-created the ship with Hjalmar and shaped the harbor. He's been really responsible for all this amazing architecture and, you know, most of the great ideas. Really, you know, some of you have commented that, you know, they thought my Pueblo was impressive. No, this is really great stuff. I'm always honored to work with the people on this server. Amazing people, and again, you can just, you know, tour this place anytime. It's great. It's even better to see in person. So do join with your Minecraft client and check it all out. There's the town square, which is, as you can see, there's still a lot of construction going on in the Citadel. And as you can see, it just keeps on getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and quite a lot more impressive, from windmills to churches to, you know, wealthy buildings to slums. Everything is going to be built in the Citadel, and it's in a state of constant development. And speaking of holies, let's travel to the one of the more recent editions of the Citadel that really has something to do with the old and religious nature of this town. We'll venture outside the inner sanctum in the most secure area of the Citadel. I still see that, you know, the server appears to have a lot of issues loading in chunks, so I need to quickly load this in. Ah, there we go. Now we've got... that looks a lot better. Yeah, that's a bit of an issue with multiplayer still. Remember, this game is still a beta, so sometimes stuff doesn't look as polished as it should. But with the Citadel as our backdrop, we mount this hill and go through this beautiful dark foresty pass and make our way up here. Past these fields to this courtyard. And on the courtyard, as you can see, is this monastery. And Hjalmar has been completely responsible for creating this monastery with some help from friends. And it's really quite an amazing sight. You can see going in here with all the reliefs and the fantastic domed ceiling. There's even like a little courtyard with hedges and everything. There's everything from an altar place to actual detailing in the floors and stuff like that. It is quite amazing. So yeah, here's some hedges in the courtyard. A nicely groomed tree. Everything from kitchens to meeting places and everything. Awesome. Yep, this is truly, truly quite beautiful. And there's even a downstairs. Down here is the cellar of the monastery. That is atmospheric and, you know, occasionally kind of creepy place. Is where the monks store all their hard work. Everything from supplies to, of course, the obligatory vats. Monastery wine. They even have vintages on each of them. This is, of course, our favorite vintage, isn't it, Mr. Monk? Nothing wrong with taking a sip every now and then. Of course, these beams make ensure the necessary support in case of, you know, catastrophic geographic events, and keep the fantastic vintage monastery wine safe. Now, before we make an excursion to other projects, and as the sun is rising over the Citadel, we are inside the main castle of the king, invited for a small visit, and let's check out the digs of the king of the Citadel. As you can see, you can look out over pretty much all of his kingdom from here, and we're going to enter here over his brilliant tapestries and carpets. And let's first walk into the Hall of Lords up here to quickly check out his sky garden and his table. Of course, the king's table I have to simply jump and walk on just a little bit. I can't resist it. And here's here's a couple of great trees which he has for his kingly pleasure and from fresh air. This is the dome of the tree where his most exalted majesty of the Citadel retreats for some thinking and rest. And now let's go downstairs, as the king has invited us to check out his private quarters. A very, very rare opportunity, if I may add. This is truly, we must cherish this moment. So I'm not sure where you're, oh, I see. These are his quarters, and as you can see, quite a luxurious place to live. Everything from a bathroom to a fantastic bed with a great view. Yeah, so the king has it great. The king has a great place here. Now, we were just in a very holy place to continue with another epic project, which I think I may have given a short update on this. I'm not sure actually. This is the St. Peter, which you may know from real life, and it is a fantastic building. It is built to scale, and again, this was all mined and constructed by hand, including, when I go in here, you will see, that is including the gold. All those gold blocks are either donated by other players on the server, which I've been working really hard for, and have also been mined by the proprietors of these projects themselves. And this is just breathtaking. I'll let the architecture speak for itself. All created by hand with no assistance. This is truly a breathtaking project. The St. Peter. Really, you should check it out yourself if you have some time or the opportunity. It is so full of incredibly elaborate little details that it just deserves, you know, walking around and not just a simple tour. It is incredible. Notice how there's alternating sequences of torches, etc. All this is fantastic. It's still under construction. It has been under construction for a very long time, but it is absolutely worth all the effort. Just look at that. Stunning, just stunning. So yeah, I'm staring down at a wood block here, and you may be wondering what's so interesting here. This is just a slab of smooth stone. No, it is actually a to-scale recreation of the Star Trek Voyager. And yes, it is very much under construction, but just dropping down here, you can see how absolutely colossal this recreation of Star Trek Voyager truly is. This is not, you know, some imported model. While it was created with some assistance from a reference 3D model, these blocks were placed by hand, not by some script, like the next generation one that has been floating about YouTube. This is the actual thing. It is incredible. Now, this is really dark here, and I have to just make my way up here with some trial and error just to show a little bit of the scale here. You can see a little guy walking around there on the other side. It is astounding in terms of scale. This dwarfs almost all the projects on this server. It is much farther than the render distance, and it is absolutely beautiful. I'm told the creator of this project intends to also create decks and such here. It's absolutely incredible. What is this blotchy tundra, you may wonder? This blotchy tundra, I'll give you some time to think about it, you know, just to consider, what does it resemble? What is this exactly? What does this look like? I'll give you a hint. It is an item that occurs in Minecraft. You figure it out yet? How about now? Can you see it? Is it making sense yet? Yep, as you can see, it is actually a cake. It is a giant cake. This is the painterly version of the cake, so it's actually not representative of what it's supposed to look like. But you know how cakes look in Minecraft. I'll make one in Expedition multiplayer, Expedition Minecraft single player soon, so you can see. But this is the actual size of the cake. It is incredible, and they're building sort of like a Willy Wonka candy wonderland inside. It's astounding. It's everything from candy canes and rainbow roads to pieces of sugar. A beautiful, beautiful place. So, this mysterious demon I found in the forest, and he's been leading me through these meandering paths through the trees to this mysterious spire. And it's very intriguing. I wonder where he's taking me. So apparently, there's something hidden here, something very dark, something intriguing. What could this demon be bringing us towards? There's a gate of sorts here, it seems. I seem to... The air around me, the very air gets warmer as I thread these steps, and every step I take it seems like I'm being brought closer and closer to some sort of a source of malevolence. I feel less and less comfortable as I descend these stairs. Clearly stairs that were created in an incredible natural cave. I wonder what this all means. Now to really break out of the roleplay. This was of course all dug by hand, and this astonishing place is called Demon's Playground. And it is absolutely amazing. This guy I'm following is actually the project leader here, and well, as you can see, this is just mind-blowing. Truly incredible. It is sort of a church of, well, Satan, if you will, and once again, the very scale of the constructions here, it just completely boggles the mind. We'll just follow him up here so you can see exactly what the scale is of this construction he's doing. This is very much all under construction. I'm told I have to give this disclaimer, but still, this is one of those projects that just keeps on amazing me every time I visit. It's all dug out by hand. It's all constructed by hand. It is simply completely overwhelming to see. You can see there's a massive clock hanging here, sort of a red bell, and it is stunning. Going up here, you can actually see the dark pass of rock there and the sort of patterned lava below, which sort of shows a flow. Now, as you can see, there's a lot of digging. Oops, I seem to have fallen down here. Let me quickly teleport up here. There's a lot of digging to be done yet, but it is truly quite amazing. This guy has done a phenomenal job at this. Now I can't show everything of this really great project right now because there's a lot of construction yet. But I'm on the clock right now, and at the very bottom of this sort of helix staircase, there is another fantastic detail which I simply have to show. So let's drop down here. There's an incredible chandelier here. Truly a thing of beauty. And as you can see, this is a cross of chaos, which I'm standing on. And then there's this very Voyager construction hall, or church, or cathedral, if you will. Very nice pits of flames and everything. Still under construction. Fantastic, fantastic project by the people who put this together. Yeah, a big, big head off to these guys. Now this may look familiar to you if you're truly a buff of movies or boats or both. This is obviously not completed yet either, but this, ladies and gentlemen, is the unsinkable Titanic. Yep, the Titanic from the movie, from history, etc. And it's being constructed in immaculate detail. It is truly... Oh, shut the fuck up, Celine. It is truly a fantastic little piece of reconstructing. It has everything from the coal boilers to engines, engine shafts, pistons, rooms, the room plans, and everything. It is fantastically constructed, and let's hope this one doesn't actually sink, either from icebergs or TNT and griefing or whatever. A great project. I can't wait to see this completed. And a little update of my and Hjalmar's pet project, the companion cube. Of course, very, very appropriate now that Portal 2 is around the corner, and I may have an announcement regarding Portal 2 sometime soon on my channel. But as you can see, it's got some nice detailing. The desert around the cube has been shaped a little bit, and a lot of great work from Hjalmar done here. So gotta thank him for that. It's really kick-ass stuff. It's looking fantastically sharp. And you can visit it on the server too. You can just ask the people on how to get there, but you can also just type /warp cube to get here.